Welcome to the Crypto Navigator show. I'm your host, Alan. Tonight we got Diamond Hands and K-HUD on deck. Welcome in, guys.
What's up, everybody?
And always welcome into the chat.
Thank you for having me, Alan.
Appreciate you coming on. Sean, what's up, Sean?
What's up,
Sean? Go ahead.
Yeah, what's going on, guys? I had a call, but it didn't seem to go through, so I might have to jump off to take that call in a little bit. But go ahead. What's up, guys?
No worries. Shout out to the chat real quick. I saw MJ coming in first. Silver Days in the house. Lizard King, Quentin Miller, Tim Shea, that one guy. What's up, everybody? Appreciate y'all coming in. Guys, we got a little bit to talk about tonight. K-HUD and I were discussing a couple things before we came live, and Sean as well. What's up, Marvin? Kiwi in the house, showing up. Buckles, appreciate you coming out. Appreciate it. Camo Joe, everybody showing up. Dual Citizen in the house.
What's up,
everybody? Guys, yeah, man. I was hoping that we'd have some crazy news. I was just throwing it out there. The title, you never knew. Hoping Gary G would just bow down and give up and do the right thing. But that's how the world works. It doesn't go according to plan. But you never know. It was just kind of throwing the dice and seeing what happens. So it was a crapshoot, but I think it's unfortunately going to be till January. What do you guys think? You think Gary's going to give up before January?
I don't think it really matters in regards to where the crypto market's moving. Yeah. I'm more worried about when and if, not if, but when he does relegate his seat. Who moves in there and what kind of administration we're going to get moving forward. But in the scheme of things, the market's moving. It's resilient, and I'm not really worried about it too much. It'd be nice. It'd be icing on the cake if he did step out prior, but not going to worry.
Absolutely. What do you think, Sean? What's your thoughts there, buddy? I'm going to drop the link in the chat, guys. For those that feel like they want to come on and share tonight, anybody new in the chat that feels like they got some knowledge to drop with the community, please. This is a like-minded community. For those tuning in for the first time, this is a utility-based roundtable of like-minded individuals. What's up, Jay Henry? What's up, Buckles? We come together once a week on my stream. I try to host a platform where like-minded individuals can come share their knowledge with the community and help us grow as a collective group. Frozen, what's up, buddy?
Marvin? What's up, Jay Henry? To answer your question, Alan, I think that the pump we're seeing now it's not based on utility. It's based on what's going on with Bitcoin and based on the election. That's kind of it. And I think that what's going to happen later is that it's probably going to be 2025 to see anything other than 100% gain from 50 cents to $1.10, whatever. We may get to $1.30. We may get to $3. That's still spec run. And I saw a couple of videos earlier today, and one of the things I noticed is that the market cap, when it went to 384, is lower. The market cap is lower now. So in order for it to get to where it needs to be, you're going to have a higher market cap because there's more coins in circulation. Mm-hmm. And I think that's something to kind of pay attention to in terms of ratios, like Uncle Buster likes to talk about. But go ahead.
Shout out to Big Marv. We got Jay Henry up in the house. Buckles. Patsy, what's up, Patsy? K-HUD up in the house. I appreciate you coming in on the panel tonight. K-HUD as well. Always appreciate you here. And Diamond Hands as well. And Sean, I appreciate you. I know you, brother.
I can't hear you.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, what you say, Alan?
Can you hear me? I said thank you, Sean, for dropping that little nugget every time you come in. I appreciate you dropping little nugget bombs with the community, and appreciate everybody being here tonight on the panel. Camel Joe, I saw you, and Big Marv, Jay Henry, and anybody else I missed in the panel. Shout out to you guys. Man, we're at this. I think we're at like really the breaking point right now. We could literally have like 107 trillion, or I'm sorry, $1.7 trillion coming in if we get any hint of regulations coming out in this next couple of weeks. So I think the institutions are still kind of hesitant at this point in time, but you see them dumping money in, and man, it's just exciting. I was really hoping today would be a little different, but oh well, we can't have it all. But the optimism is so great. But I'm really feeling a pullback at the same time, though. That the hair in the neck of my is standing up, so that tells me something's probably coming. Anybody feeling a little uneased in the market right now, as far as what they're feeling optimism wise? What do you guys think?
Honestly, I see the altcoins are starting to pop like popcorn, and we're on the cusp of it going to wherever it's going to go, possibly in a short period of time. I don't know. I think kind of strategically in regards to what people are going to do end of year and what people are going to do before tax season and how that might affect the market and how it moves, just to like try to optimize what I can collect and what I want to take out of the marketplace and still retain the assets I want to hold. And this is where it gets kind of nerve wracking. I mean, the last 4 years wasn't nerve wracking. It was just monotony. Now it gets exciting. And these are when you have to analogy, pull the trigger kind of thing. And that's where, that's kind of where my mindset is at the moment.
Mel, what are you feeling, Mel? You've been in the market for a while. Now that you've really started to feel your first bear market going into bull, and being not as OG as some of the people in the community, I want your perspective tonight. I want your insight on where you think it's going right now, what you've learned.
Well, so far, I'm just like really happy. I guess not happy. Like Buster, like he's been in it for so long. Like he's like the general of the team here. Duel's been in it for so long. Y'all scraped your knees, y'all endured, and you deserve what's coming. For me, I mean, I've been in it. November, it's been a year, and I'm already happy. My portfolio's looking good. My wife's happy. We got a couple of friends involved. So it's all positive for me. I'm right at the end where I'm getting all the glory. So I'm very blessed in a lot of things, and I can tell this is one more thing that I'm blessed at, because I'm right at the end. I didn't have to endure the 7 years, whatever, 10 years that you guys had to go through. So my hat's off to you guys, and you deserve it. You all deserve it.
Right on. Yeah, Sean.
And all the
Sean's
glory
been
to
here
God.
for 7.
Sorry.
Amen. Sean, you've been here like 7 years, right, Sean?
Yeah, since 2018.
2018.
So we're about to go into 2025. So that'll be 7 years. That'll start my 7th year.
K-HUD too. K-HUD's
Yep, right there with you, brother.
Oh yeah.
I've only been in like 4. I mean, but I'm telling you, 4 years in crypto seems like an eternity. I swear, when you tell your family so many times, this is gonna go, this is gonna make it, for so many years, it's tough. It really wears out the most strongest person. But we made
Yeah.
it. We're here at this point. At least we're in profit. I think for most of us, if we literally took half of our bag and sold it right now, we'd be in total profit, and we would literally got all of our bag back that we put in, our initial investment for the most part. For those that've been here a while, so that's a good feeling. That's a good feeling to have, and it was nice to show some family that this past couple of weeks. So, and I even took a little bit of profit. So, any any small profits I could take along the way up, it's just confirmation to the family. Is kind of how I see it. So, and kind of like a kudos. So.
When you guys if you follow the market, obviously you might or not. I'm not assuming. A lot of the same tokens move at the same time. So if you have various tokens in different areas of the marketplace, I would kind of look at that and understand how they move together. Some of them, when you're ready to take your profits, if you're going to take them, just something I've seen over time and other people have spoken about before. Because this is where I'm at, man. I'm ready to take some money off the table,
Mm-hmm.
and that's what we're here for. At the end of the day, and long-term security. You want to retain your bags, but this is where it gets exciting and kind of nerve-wracking.
I'm ready for the banana zone that was talked about. I mean, if if we can get into all-time high and get into price discovery, yeah, it's really going to be FOMO time. I think that's really what we are waiting for. That catalyst moment is getting to that all-time high, and people really to go in. Nothing's holding us back.
The way XLM's moving is kind of blowing my mind too.
I hear you. And what's funny is XLM's been pumping for the last 2 days, and here, if you've been paying attention the last few hours, the XRPs is starting to move back up a little bit too. I was really praying we get Gary gone today. We need him to be gone before the end of the year, I think, for 2 reasons. First, because we could get a magnifier if he's gone, and then we have the ending of the cases. That will be, in my opinion, a magnifier to kick this off and to get that face melting pump. Get us at least to all-time high, and then push us into price discovery, and then the FOMO kicks in. And then the second wave would be the major liquidity unlock, which in my opinion, I've said it before, even if we get, the cases settled tomorrow, that's not going to stop, paperwork and how institutions work and how, they're able to move money around. They have to still unlock that money. And once the friction's gone, it still takes a little bit of time for that money to flow in. So I think there's still 2 weeks, a month out for full unlock of liquidity coming in.
I think the best thing is going to be when you can unlock those Nostro Vostro accounts. That's going to be. I think that's going to be a huge magnifier. Go ahead.
Go ahead, K-Head.
No. I mean, Ripple they've got it covered so many different bases, and it's all going to come together cohesively. It's like a beautiful symphony that they're doing with finance. And I'm not worried about Ripple, the company, and the XRPL and the asset itself. And you spoke about Gary. Hey, man, Jay Clayton dropped the bomb, and then he brought in the Grinch. And yeah, if we can get rid of him before Christmas, I'm down for that too.
Anybody? Oh, it's Wayside. What's up, Wayside?
Hey, what's up, brother?
Good to see you, man.
Just got back from the farm.
What's up, Wayside? What's up, brother?
Nice.
Hey, what's up, brother?
How you doing?
Wayside, my buddy just bought 77 acres. Yeah, yeah, we're still alive. My buddy just bought 77 acres on the Big Island, man.
Oh, no ways.
Yep, got 7 waterfalls on the property,
that is
77 acres.
that is awesome. That's
I'm
prime.
gonna send you the link, man. It is so beautiful.
Wow, that is
I
scary.
may be going out there in the next few months, so I'm trying to plan it out. So
Oh, right on. You let me know. That's actually an
right
island
after,
away. It's an island away from me, but yeah, you let me
nice.
know. Let me know whenever you're in the area. Check these out.
Oh, no, little, yeah, you go. Ooh, look at that top. Oh, it's ready almost. Another couple
Almost.
weeks, huh?
Yeah,
Yeah.
almost. Hey, nice to see you guys. I got some things I
Nice.
gotta do, but I just wanted to pop in and say what's up. Hey, Alan, thanks for the invite. K Hud, Diamond Hands,
Appreciate
DJ
you.
What's up?
Jazzy, the live action comments. Love you guys, man. You guys keep it up. Keep up the good work. Keep up the positive vibes, and I spock you guys later.
Hey, keep up your work too, brother.
You know
Good to
that.
see
Yes,
you,
sir.
Wayside.
Right
Yes,
on.
sir.
Peace. Hello.
I'll be visiting you hopefully soon, Wayside. Yeah,
Yeah, that's for sure.
I'm
Let me know, Alan.
super
As soon as,
excited about going out to
let
this
me know when
property.
you're in my neck of the woods, brother.
Meet up.
I will. I'm property shopping, man. I got a mission. I've had 4 years to plan this out, guys. For those listening to my voice, I've been planning this out for a very long time. This has been a long journey for me, well thought out plan. Lots of mentors before I even got into crypto. I kind of hesitated and waited just because I wanted to make sure I was making a really good decision on what I was putting my money into. Now, had I not been so hesitant, I would have gotten a little bit earlier, a month earlier, and I would have got all that flare drop that all you lucky people got for getting XRP before the snapshot. I didn't get in
Yeah.
before the snapshot, so I got screwed by literally like about 14 days. So it's okay. I can live with it, but it's those little tiny things that make a difference. You know what I mean? Sometimes you can't be too over prepared. That's all I'm saying.
Hey, Alan. Nice talking to you guys.
Good talking to you, Wayside. I appreciate
Yeah,
you
you're
You
jumping
guys
awesome.
in.
take it easy. Aloha.
Call Ty. I want to shout out a few people in the chat. Call Tyrone, Albert. I saw you earlier. I didn't mean to not shout you out. Bishop, what's up, Bishop? Good to see you. Tim Shea in the house. And somebody else I missed. Buckles, I think I shouted you out earlier. Alex Yeet. That's it. What's up, Alex Yeet? For those that don't know, Alex Yeet is a great designer and knows a lot about graphic arts. He did this wonderful logo for me for free. Just blessed me, blessed the community, gave me some graphics. So appreciate you, Alex Yeet. If anybody needs some artwork, he's your guy. Ralph Cooper, what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. It's been a minute. Good to see you in the chat. We know when Ralph Cooper shows up, something's going on. He usually hides when the slow times are going on. And Jam, I saw you in the chat too, and called Tyrone. Guys, I think we're at the adoption of chains coming together too, which I've been really talking about these last many episodes. We witnessed XRP and HBAR announce their merger together, and of course we know that XRP and XLM is working together. What do you guys think the next ones are going to merge together? I was talking to my buddy about a few other projects that I think I'm pretty excited about. Anybody else see any type of two chains coming together to make a better function for a whole of utility? Anybody seen anything else that I'm not seeing at this point?
What is XDC doing?
That's a
Smart
good question.
contracts.
Who are they pairing up with?
XTC does smart contracts. They're more of like organizing payment processing in regards to accountability of a debt or debt instruments. And that's what they're kind of specialized. All these things are going to be networks. And I don't want to sound like nerdy, but I like the guy. He's pretty smart.
Yeah.
But All these things they're basically still siloed networks at the end of the day, i.e. other blockchains, and that's what Ripple's trying to do. They're trying to interoperate. Now Cardano wants to get on the Ripple train because, well, they just know that's where things are moving forward. And, I don't really know all the, if you watch DAI and all the drama and that kind of stuff, you kind of understand what I'm saying, but they all have to work together, and that's kind of what they figured out, and that's why we had what we had with the presidential elections, in my opinion. But they all have to work together, or they won't survive. But they all have their little protocols. That's what they are. You invest in the protocol, just like I don't know who said it. I think it was what's that guy's name? I can't remember his name, man. He's been in. God damn it! I hate getting old.
I do the same thing, Ken. Hey, for those listening in the chat, yeah, when you get to like 50 years old, yeah, you get a great thought, and then it's just see you later. And if you're
Yeah,
80, it's even worse
What does he
for
do?
you. So
no, it's the guy that said first they fight you, then they.
oh, Tim Draper.
Tim
There you go.
Draper.
Yeah,
Tim
Yeah,
I
Draper.
know. I love that interview, man. That was the
yeah.
best, bro. That was
Yeah,
the best
he quoted something
prediction.
from he quoted a concept that was originally put out by Gandhi. First, they say
Right?
it's not a thing. Then they fight you. Then they lock arms and really fight you. Then they send their government friends after you, and then eventually you win.
Right.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah,
And
man. It was right on though.
that's what the community's finally figuring out, because they have to all interoperate to even be successful. Period. And that's a message that Brad Garland has said from the beginning. That's what they were. They're an infrastructure company, and it's kind of cool, man. I like it all.
Oh yeah, the Cardano and XRP connection was the other one. Thank you for Yeet for reminding me of that. And Albert, I like you. I like you where you're thinking, because I was going to mention this tonight. Chainlink and Stellar, yeah, and XRP. I just think it's, in my opinion, it's just a great redundancy. If we're talking about cross-border payments, we're talking about security. We're talking about in the event that technology can get out of hand, let's say, quantum computing can hack. Quantum computers could potentially break blockchains. Chainlink isn't on a blockchain, so different technology, different use case. A lot of people in the community know about it. I think it's a great redundancy to the payment system and how moving forward Swift is going to operate. I think they're not just going to choose one chain. It doesn't make any sense. What if there's an attack? There's always some way that you could make something break. It's just how it is. I
So
think
what?
that's why they're going to have other chains. Yes, go ahead,
Where
Ken.
where do we all think the market's going to go? Are we looking at 5 trillion? What do we think about everything excluding Bitcoin? What part of that portion of the market's going to take? Did
Oh,
anybody have any ideas?
yeah, I think it's gonna. I think we're gonna push five. Okay, Garlinghouse said $5 trillion by the end of the year. I think that's
Mm-hmm.
delayed. I say 5 trillion by
Mm-hmm.
March of next year, and I think we'll probably get to 10 trillion by the end of 2025.
Nice. Diamond Hands, what do you think?
Well, I'm still waiting for the 5 trillion at the end of this year.
Yeah.
I hear you. Go ahead.
No, I mean, why, Sean? Why do you think it's going to move into the tail end of 2025? What? How do you? What's your feelings on the matter,
You talking to me or Diamond Hands?
Sean?
Oh, Sean, go ahead.
He dipped off, I guess.
No, I had to unmute.
Welcome in, Mr. Connector. Appreciate you showing up.
I just think that the way that timeline is moving now, based on okay, so in a perfect world, Gary Gensler should have already resigned. At the very
Correct.
latest, he should have resigned the day after the election, because he hasn't done that. That presents a delay. Then there's going to be a delay because the apprehension of Trump's picks for the cabinet, and that slows things down a little bit too. But I will tell you guys this, and this is a rumor that I heard just today, and partially yesterday, but I can reconfirm the rumor today, is that J.P. Morgan, I'm sorry,
Goldman Sachs.
thank you. You already know the rumor. Goldman Sachs
Right.
is possibly having conversations with Ripple and HBAR. That means they're preparing for something that probably can't get enacted until after January 20th of next year. But if they're going to prepare now, and I told this to a friend, just to make this real quick, I told this to a friend, based on the election, since Trump won, he's probably already had conversations with the oil and gas industry to say, hey, I'm elected. I'm going to get inaugurated in January 20th. I'm going to sign executive orders. Stage all your equipment to start doing fracking and drilling and blah, 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 wherever you think you need to go, where you can make the money. Let's make it happen. So when I sign the executive order at 12 o'clock or 1 o'clock p.m. Eastern, you can start 15 minutes later. Because they only have about, they've only got 100 days to about 16 months to get things really going.
Anybody wants to jump in? I'm going to open up the stream. I got a few more spots open up. Sorry to cut you off, Sean. Mr. Connector, if you want to join stream for the first time, I appreciate you jumping in.
So you would concurrently deal with other issues in government, whether it be the Department of Education, and then the SEC, CFTC, OFAC. I've already heard that Jay Clayton was floated to be the SEC chair again, and the XRP Army, or the XRP family now, as like, hell no. And so now the pieces of the puzzle are moving to get things going in a more crypto-friendly manner, with people that are familiar with the situation for the last 4 to 5 to 7 years.
But Jay Clayton is the one that did the lawsuit, right?
Yes. A day before he left office.
And
so
he's back in Trump's cabinet. How does that make sense?
No, not yet. No, he might be, but I don't know what he got nominated for. It wasn't for SEC chair. It may have been for something else. Either way, it was a mistake. Unless there's some unless there's some political wrangling going on to say, hey, you could get here, but you got to do what I say this time and not the other bullshit. Excuse my French.
Yeah, we don't have baby gates here, Patsy. We just I always hated that term, but everybody's opinion here, for the most part, have been here for a long time, matters. That's why I love the chat. That's why I post a lot of stuff. You comment. You guys have just as much great information as we do. We're just all collective coming together to share the knowledge. So I do appreciate the comments in the chat. And then some people get a little crazy in the chat too. So, it just depends.
No, but you got to admit the term babygate is funny.
It's demeaning.
I get it's funny.
Yeah.
It works for some people.
I mean, not when you're 50, but okay.
Right.
But hey, I haven't been a baby for about 53 years, so I'm good.
There you go, brother.
Okay. Anyway, we all act like babies sometimes. Don't
I'm still 17 in my mind.
Oh my God. We all act like children on time to time. Yeah. So guys,
go ahead. What's next?
Go ahead. No, I had a thought and I just lost it because I got interrupted. But I want you to go, K-Hood, because I know he was on something. And I
so the other thing I watch is the charting guys too. I mean, I have the opportunity to study this stuff all day long, every day, which is a blessing and a curse in itself. But the way I listen to Waters Above, I listen to Blockchain Backer, and I look at like prior cycles and where we're at now and what Sean just brought up earlier and where it can move into 2025. Uh, you're looking at somewhere around 200 to 250 days to a peak of the market, at least for, or maybe less, but at least for XRP and the cycles it's followed. But everything's going to follow the same kind of market plan. Some of them are going to go faster than others. And if you've been through a few markets, you'll understand that. And that puts you somewhere around, I'm going to be exited everything I think I want to exit, if not before tax season, before summer. And this is what goes through my mind. This is what I think about all the time because I'm ready to cash out and take what I want for lifestyle choices.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think we all have to be planning that because every single one of us has our own different plan. And I don't mean to repeat myself, but I
What do
kind
you
of
mean?
speak on it because that's where I'm at.
What do you mean cashing out?
Cashing out, I'm taking what I want out of my assets and retaining what I'm going to retain to reinvest and or have my money that I want to profit from.
Yeah.
Because
Speaking,
sorry, I've watched it go up and go down one time. I'm not doing it again.
so let me ask you, anybody that's really a tax expert in the chat or listening to my voice right now, I think it could definitely boil down to a lot of people taking a taxable bet before the first of the year too. You know what I mean? So if or waiting until 2025. So if you think about it for a minute, think about what I just said. Does it make sense? I mean, to cash out right now, if you needed to cash out $100,000, let's say you want to cash out 100K in profit, does it make sense to take that taxable bet now in this physical year or next year? You know what I mean? This could be some deterring factors from people taking profit now or another month from now. So that it may be something of interest. I don't really know. I'm not a tax expert, but it's just something that came across my mind.
Right.
Because people do pay taxes. What taxes? I hear you, SoFlo. As of late, the administration that's currently in power does think that they could tax these things and did put a declaration in the tax. I don't even know how to even say it. It's not the tax code because it was never put in there. How they altered that to actually get us to do it is beyond me. That they could say something and not actually put it in the tax code. Anyway, it's strange what the United States government gets us to do willingly. Anybody got a comment on that tax thing?
I mean, basically, you just have to worry about what tax bracket you're in and your long-term and short-term capital gains. Aside from that, I don't really know there's anything more complicated in it, other than the fact that if you want to cash out some of it in one taxable event year and then carry it over and tax out the rest of it in the next taxable year to kind of split it up so you're not in a different tax bracket, or take some kind of losses if you've done really well for yourself and good for you. I just don't, that's the only thing I could say. I mean, I've talked to accountants and I kind of understand that, but that would be the only strategy that I would understand.
It's basically alluding to, I was trying to allude to what the institutions would do, because we talked about major liquidity coming in. Can we get to 5 trillion by the end of the year? I mean, if they're putting money in, does it make sense to put it in now to count it as like all these ETFs that have not been approved? They're not taking advantage of, this physical year. They're going to move into 2025 physical year now. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm thinking it could be.
Like Diamond said, I'm waiting for the 5 trillion.
Yeah,
first.
I know.
Yeah.
It could many people might be thinking that it's gonna come in at the beginning of, the next, 2025, and it actually comes in now. So, and I hope that's the case, but we don't know for sure, but it could very well happen. So
That would be nice.
we shall see. And if we did get 5 trillion before the end of the year, which it's probably highly unlikely. Yes, let's face it. I mean, we don't have a major news announcement that would bring that in, and or like I said, the unlock period of time. That's like we're on that teeter-totter timeline though, because we do have enough time, literally, if we had an announcement tomorrow, to get the institutional money in, but it would be very, very thin timeline, in my opinion. What's up, Apex? Good to see you. Lizard King, shout out to you. But I don't know. We'll see.
Hop on
Something's
Apex. Explain your explain your program you were talking to us about. If you want it to be public, I don't know if you.
I
Want it to
would
be
definitely would like for you to do that. I missed that part. I had to jump off. But yeah, Apex, if you want to jump on, buddy, here, I'm going to drop the link in the chat. Please do jump in and
That's
talk a little
pretty
bit
cool.
about that. I'm interested in that program. Send it to me, brother. I'll beta test it for you. All right, Apex, jump in when you can, and shout out to SoFlow Digital. Well, guys, man, it's been a hell of a journey. I can tell you that. I'm just looking forward to 2025, at least getting rid of my day-to-day job and just freeing up my day-to-day and giving me some time to focus on things that are really important to me, and kind of giving my wife a little bit of a break, kind of
Yeah, I'm looking
putting
forward to
together.
2025 too.
Yeah.
Same, 100%. I mean, I'll be honest with you guys, brothers. I'm ready to like take a break from this whole crypto industry after we get our run. Decompress and just get out of here for a moment.
What are you
No,
guys doing
hey,
for the holidays?
I'm doing Thanksgiving at the house, and my parents live in town, so I'll hang out with them too. But as far as the whole crypto thing, I gotta. This isn't a warning, but this is something I want people to pay attention to and think about. Is that if this thing happens in 2025 the way we think, that'll be great. Will be awesome, fantabulous. But I think what's going to happen after that is wave two of not necessarily chasing gains, but getting a further understanding of how the industry is going to go and being on the cutting edge of how it's going to go and be able to take advantage of the knowledge that we've gained over the last 4 to 7 years. And I think that second phase is going to be even more exciting than waiting 4 to 7 years for the first phase to come to completion. So I'm not going to exit the space. um, I think it'll just drive in certain things that I've noticed in even in traditional news. You've got guys that have been in Bitcoin since 2012, 2013, and then they've got so much knowledge. Next thing you know, they end up on freaking CNBC. Random people that didn't do that before. And I think another thing that's going to happen is that after 2025, you're going to see a lot of people. It might be a DAI, it might be a Crypto Navigator, hell, it might be a Uncle Buster that might end up being one of those people that ends up being a voice in broader media that is not there yet. It's kind of like the whole Joe Rogan thing. I mean, he did his show for years and years and years before, he got nationally known. It's that type of thing is where do you see yourself in the future? If you want to grab your gains, grab a boat, sail off and be done, okay, cool. But if you're one of those guys that wants to keep, bringing information to the masses, there's an opportunity there. And the way I've watched the election go, there's a lot of traditional media that is literally getting auctioned off as we speak because they can't grab the masses. I mean, right now, like Uncle Buster and Zerk, DAI, Brad Kimes, all those guys, if you add them all together, they get more views on YouTube than some shows on CNBC, MSNBC. Hell, some of the shows on Fox News. So there's another opportunity there that hasn't presented itself yet, but it's there. And I don't care if you're just a chart guy. You can, and if you're a chart guy and you interpret charts, like K-Head was saying, and you interpret the charts just a little bit more well defined than the traditional people, because the traditional people at some point were lying to you because they were pumping their books. So there's a little more transparency based on the crypto space, and I'm done. Don't want to be long-winded.
You're fine, bro.
No, it's true though, Sean. It really is. And that's look, yeah, that's an opportunity. And if you have that ability and or that's your niche in the industry, kudos, man. I'm just not. I personally couldn't see myself like that. Maybe I could. Who knows, man? That's a good inspirational thought, though.
No, but my point is that it doesn't matter where you're stationed in this life, how you see yourself. The industry's huge. So everybody on this panel, I would say at least 70% people in the chat, there is a place for you. That's huge.
What
I
up,
feel you,
Apex?
brother.
I mean, you could have a show, YouTube show, or put stuff on Instagram or Rumble, whatever, where you talk about, I don't know, the difference between a 9mm handgun and a 45 millimeter, not 45 millimeter, 45 ACP handgun, and then put crypto in it, and people would actually watch it. Two industries that are totally different. Or you could talk about the best way to fry an egg inside of a tomato. Yes, that's actually a thing.
Sounds
And
good.
then put, yeah, it is actually. Well, I haven't done it, but it looks good. And then talk about crypto too. So you could infuse different industries in what your niche is based on what you think. No, based on your belief and what you think people would like to see. That's the beauty of, I guess, social media. We've gone way past cat videos or people doing, dance crazes.
The beauty is the honesty, really, and
Yeah,
that's what we're gravitating to as people because we don't be lied to anymore.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
absolutely. Nobody look,
Bobby T in the house.
if you want to talk about, and I'm not trying to get conspiratorial, but if you want to talk about traditional media, the amount of times that you've been lied to, it's your generation, your parents' generation, your grandparents' generation, going back to going back to the late 1940s when TV first came around. In terms of ABC, CBS, and NBC, that's when the lies started. Nobody really knows that because they haven't done the research on it, but it does exist. It started out small in the beginning, but it grew and grew and grew and grew. And I think within the last 10 years, that's when a lot of people started to realize that, man, we just want honesty. And that grew social media in the last 10 years. Honesty about the financial system, honesty about the government, honesty about whether or not climate change is or is not real. You can make your arguments. Honesty about whether or not we should have electric vehicles. Honesty about the way a house should be built according to building code, according to the state you live in. Just stupid shit.
It's a collective mindset, which is beautiful, and that's what the internet brought us, and that's what we're going to have with financial stuff in the crypto market. So yeah, it's all tying together, man. It's
Yeah,
pretty crazy when you think about it.
yeah, and it was bound to bleed into the financial system over time. Because it would start
It-
out with anything else you could think of, but eventually the velocity of money, how money is used as a tool, um, the change in how money is used, and all the other stuff that goes with it that we've, gone down the rabbit holes for the last few years. Yeah, go ahead.
Ooh.
Some good comments coming out here tonight. Yeah,
Okay,
you
let's
guys
hear
are
it. Let's hear
throwing
it.
them out here. Yeah, Patsy, you always got something that you like to share. And I hit you kind of hard last night on the boardroom, buddy. I didn't mean to. I was just busting your chops. Sometimes you
Dude, dude,
could
what are
be
the
a
comments?
troll
I
and
want to
some
hear them.
other things. So I did kind of blast you a little bit, but you do got some knowledge that you do share, bro.
No, what's the
Yeah, he was
comments?
just saying that based on what a lot of people think, that there's a lot of false promises with blockchain, and a lot of people are going to get wrecked and not take profit. And yeah, it could definitely be a psyop. The whole system could be controlled, and it probably
When
will be eventually.
I agree with
The
that.
beast system will be eventually where you can't buy, sell, or do anything in the future. Yeah, I'm pretty aware of that. I'm planning on hedging my bets and of really believing that there's an alternative system to that the beast system is set up. So me personally, that's why I'm in early so that I can hedge my bets and allow the enemy not to win. So, but yeah, I totally get it. And a couple other people were putting a few comments in here as well that I can't keep up with the chat sometimes. Everybody's talking, but yeah.
Yeah.
thank you, Chad.
Hey,
Um,
listen,
I'm gonna
if I bow
call
out, that
11307. I'm gonna call you B, man, or she, just because your number's too long. But I want to
Non-binary.
shout you out too. Thanks for coming in tonight. And Mr.
hey
Connector, I
Al,
appreciate you showing up as well. It's okay, you can't come in. Shout out to you. Come in anytime in the future. Go ahead,
hey
guys.
Alan, if I get
Mhm.
if I bow out, that means I'm catching a phone call from a customer. So that was
No
the
worries,
call I was
Sean.
supposed to take at 9 o'clock. But so if I bow out early, I just want to say thanks to you guys for being here. Shout out to the chat. Shout out to Web Patsy, because I
Yeah.
think that he what he says is that it can be controlled. Oh yeah, it certainly can, but just not right now.
Yeah, we got to get a win first, guys. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
exactly. We get a win, then they're gonna try to control it.
Yeah, I was talking about this to my wife yesterday. I said, the if you really look at history, it's been appear to suck for many years, and then it gets good for a while. It's like I gave her the vampire analogy. A vampire can only suck a person dry of so much blood before they die. They're not going to allow them to die. They can replenish the blood. That's what we're doing. We're going into the replenish the blood phase, in my opinion, to where the economy can store up some blood for the vampires to come suck dry again. Like we're looking at right now. They've been accumulating all the property, and with all the insurance things and everything else going on, they're doing it all over again. So, but we're probably going to go on a good accumulation phase, and a lot of us are going to prosper. So it is a good, exciting time, but it has been pretty crappy for the last 4 years. So
No, Didi.
Right.
What's
Hey,
up,
Apex.
Apex?
Yeah. What'd you have to say, brother? You there?
Love you all, and all I have is only all of my love and affection for you all. But that's
Oh,
all.
thank you. Same here.
Good to see you all. Thanks for having me up
Same,
on
brother.
as usual.
hey, talk to us a little bit about that program that you created there, buddy. I heard some really good stuff about it. I'm pretty excited about it.
Nice.
You're on to something. I love it. I love the fact how you put your smart mind to work and come up with something that works for you and potentially for others.
Yeah. Well, thanks for having me on. And yeah, I haven't really talked about this publicly yet. But essentially, what I've been doing is, well, let me provide a little bit of a backstory. So, I've been into crypto since 2013. for spot Bitcoin, then bought XRP, and I'm in about 12 coins currently. And so naturally, as someone who's been through multiple bear and bull markets, I've had multiple times over the last 11 plus years where I thought, hey, we're close to regulation or mass adoption or whatnot. And probably hit me about a year ago, just over a year ago, where I was just waiting for something to happen, right? And I'm a pretty intellectual person. I've got a pretty busy mind. And basically I said, well, can I put my mind to work, right, while I wait? And so that kind of birthed, many of you know the Blockchain Builders Report. That's actually something that I started last year, which basically is a series of Python scripts that goes out to the public code repos of currently, I think about 300 blockchain projects. And it pulls the active developers into a consolidated report that I publish quarterly that just kind of gives you insight as to, hey, how many of these chains actually have active developers on it. Well, another thing that's come out of this too was to something else I've been building is a AI GPT that I have trained that can help non-technical people understand crypto trading charts. And so I started building this custom GPT, feeding it information. I started with feeding it basically just raw technical analysis trading data. Some of the books were Technical Analysis of the Financial Markets by John Murphy, Candlestick Charting Techniques by Steve Neeson, Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns. I basically took what I could find as kind of the top 20-ish selling technical analysis training books, and I created PDFs of them, and I dumped it into this GPT and said, hey, basically trained it to be a crypto trader, essentially. Now, the GPT itself does not integrate with a trading platform. It's not meant to do that. But the idea is that eventually, if you are a non-technical person, you could feed it a chart of an actively trading crypto asset, and then it can give you just kind of some spot big picture analysis. And so if Alan, if you permit me, I'd actually like to just kind of share my screen and kind of walk through what I have so far. If you'd be all right with that.
I'm down. I want you to do it.
All right, let me get the right. Here we go.
Yeah.
All right.
There we go.
Okay. So this is currently not public. I have released it. I've released it to probably about 20 people so far. But if you're familiar with ChatGPT, you can actually create your own GPT that you train yourself.
Let me give a disclaimer real quick. This is not financial advice. Anything we share on this program is not financial advice. We're just a collective group of like-minded individuals sharing our crypto journeys and what we're doing with our money. Don't follow our advice. Don't follow anything. Do what you think is best for your money. That being said, welcome in GDLT, and please Apex continue. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I appreciate that disclaimer. And you can see right on the screen, I mean, I have a pretty similar description of that. It's, currently in beta. It can make mistakes. It's for entertainment purposes only, all that stuff. But what you can do essentially is it's got this prompt, this pre-descripted prompt that you just kind of click into to start. And so it just kind of preps it. And so then what it will do is it kind of says, hey, upon reviewing your chart, I'm going to analyze it, right? And the prompt, it's a pretty thorough prompt, one that I've kind of iterated over. I mean, you can prompt it yourself. I'm sure a lot of us have messed around with Gemini or ChatGPT or Claude or whatnot, but basically it says, I'm going to attach a chart of an actively trading cryptocurrency. Assume the macro environment is positive, the regulatory environment is clear and not hostile, but the market structure is uncertain. Examine the chart and first tell me, one, if the chart presents a good trading opportunity, and if it does, what that trading opportunity is. Follow up with requesting key indicators to overlay on the chart to further determine the trade viability of the asset. Next, select a trade entry point and what to watch for in terms of validation or invalidation markers for exiting or continuing in the trade, right? So I have that predetermined prompt that you can just click. And again, the GPT, I've been actively training it for, for the last several months, continually feeding it chart data, having it analyze the chart data, and then based on the response of the chart data, I'm also posting like the results of it. So to hopefully get it to recognize trading opportunities and make it better. So part of what I've been spending a lot of time doing is trying to, train it and say, hey, is this so I'll feed it a chart, like a historical chart from a previous moment in time and say, basically it does what the prompt tells it to do. And then it will say, hey, yeah, based on this chart. And what we can do here is I can actually just give it a chart. And what it'll do is it'll give its own like overview of technical analysis. So the idea behind it is if you're a non-technical person, instead of spending all the time, understanding the different indicators and chart overlays, is it kind of can shortcut that process for you. Now, again, it is not perfect. You still need to read what it sends back to you, but it definitely can kind of shortcut a lot of that learning for people that aren't super technical. And so what I can do is actually have a chart of XRP. I think I screenshotted it. Let me see, just make sure here.
What was Duel saying?
Can you overlay?
Sorry. What was Duel saying?
Ahead,
that it's learning, so it's kind of slow or something.
It's not like I haven't released it. Well, number one, I haven't released it because I don't think it's quite ready yet, but I've definitely gotten to the point where I've started releasing it to more people so that they can test it too. And so then they can also further train it too and provide feedback on it. So yeah, I don't remember the exact word that Duel used, but Duel, those of you know Duel Citizen, actually, we were, kind of talking in the after show after Boardroom last night, and I was demoing it for him. And apparently he has, 5-10 years experience, maybe more than that, but I didn't know that he was a day trader or had done that in the past. I don't know if he did it exclusively for crypto or not, but I think it was more equities and bond markets, but he had really good feedback on it too. So, so essentially what you can do here is I'm just going to upload a screenshot of a chart. We'll do the XRP. That's just the one that I grabbed right now. So I'll upload that.
I got a question whenever.
All this is that this is just a trading view chart of XRP versus the US dollar. It's on the daily, and it also has the RSI, volume and RSI overlay. So
okay, I was going to ask that. That's what I want to know, if there was multiple overlays you could put on that.
Yeah, I've got the free trading view account, so I only can do like 2 indicators at a time. But then you just send it the chart.
Can you do all the pairs?
What do you mean all the pairs?
All the BTC to...
Oh, yeah. I mean, the idea is you can screenshot any chart with any indicators, and then it will give an analysis, and it will even ask for further, like if it's uncertain, it'll ask for, hey, let me see Bollinger Bands, let me see Elliott Wave, let me see MACD. So it should ask. We'll see how it does.
Program it to do like the Cosmos system and all the other chains that they have for the Cosmos. Like,
it's trained to read charts, right? So it's asset agnostic. If there's a chart, that's what it's trained to read, essentially. So you can see again XRP on this is on the daily. So this is the daily chart, USD or XRP USD. I don't know which market. Might be Bitstamp. I don't see it on my screen, but anyway, so it says strong upward trend. It recognizes that the RSI is overbought. It recognizes a volume divergence that while volume is strong, it's slightly tapering as the rally progresses. And we can look back at the chart.
Is that you?
Yeah, I'm trying to ask a question, but you guys are so fast
Yes.
that I'm just trying to be respectful.
I
I'm
was
just trying to be respectful.
Break, B, go.
Go for it, G.
I was one. What's up, Apex man? Love the work that you're doing as always, man, and always supportive of your ventures and where how your journey has taken you up to this point. It's so awesome. I was wondering, like, is there a way that that GPT can maybe even print an image back to you, predicting where the chart, like showing like a continuation of that chart and where it could lead, like showing candles on it and like where, like, kind of almost predicting the trend and like giving you a chart back as an image that's showing like the next hour or the next day or the next 7 days or the next year, where the, like almost, a prediction market in a way, or
Just
predictive trading.
Ask Nancy Pelosi.
A forecast.
Yeah, that's a good question. In my experience with at least ChatGPT, use its image engine is called DALL-E 2. I've just tried to use DALL-E just to make basic like marketing images, and it's pretty. I know there's a lot of power in the prompt, so like a lot of it is crafting a prompt to get it to do what you want it to do. And I just haven't spent a lot of time with that. So I'm not, it maybe could, but I would say prompt engineering DALL-E 2 is definitely not my strong suit, I would say. I'm sure it's possible. Eventually, I'm sure it will be possible, but it's a good question. But then it'll kind of give you basically a technical analysis of it. And then it gives you a trading opportunity. Chart suggests potential for a continuation of the bullish trend, provided the consolidation resolves upwards. However, the overbought RSI slowing volume suggests you should watch for potential corrections or breakout failure. So then it says buy opportunity, enter a breakout above $1.13, confirmed with increased volume. This would suggest a resumption of the uptrend. Or it kind of gives you kind of the other side too, or an invalidation, right? So if the price breaks below $1, psychological level and consolidates below, could indicate bearish momentum in a correction towards support of 90 cents. So indicators to overlay. So now it's asking, that's its initial, but again, this is all just returned from one chart. So now it's saying, hey, for confirmation, I want to see the moving averages, show me Bollinger Bands, show me the MACD, show me the volume profile, show me Fibonacci. So then what you would do is, again, I have the free version of TradingView. I think I did like the 30-day trial or whatnot, where you can do like up to 8. But I don't have that anymore. So I literally have to like remove the 2 and then put 2 in at a time. But ideally, then you could just overlay additional indicators and send it back to it, and then it can, and then that'll kind of like refine its analysis essentially. But the really interesting thing is, I'm gonna share a different screen. Sorry, give me a second here. Oh,
Now, I have a question too when you're ready.
yeah, go for it.
Now you can do that on multiple time frames.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yep, you can do it.
Okay.
I've tested it primarily on the daily, on the 4-hour, the 1 hour, the weekly, and the monthly.
You can get a good understanding.
It's been consistent. And I'm sure you could do it on smaller time frames too, because again, it's the training it's been trained on is chart data and chart analysis. Right?
I understand.
So it's in theory, it's gotten it should be able to recognize it, but it still does make mistakes. But I've learned that it does shortcut, like it can provide an effective shortcut essentially, right? Instead of you having to sift through all these indicators, like it can kind of give you the high level and tell you what to dig into further, right? which, especially if you're not technical, I think it's super valuable, right? If you're someone that's already like a day trader, you're probably not going to use this, right? The idea is, hey, could I, because I'm not a day trader. I think I've shared that on this stream and other streams that I'm a buy and hold. I'm a fundamental analysis. I have my, macro view, the daily ups and downs, the monthly ups and downs, like that's kind of noise to me. But anyway, when I wanted to share here, I'll share this one. Another screen share, Alan.
Go ahead.
Alan, hit some of those questions.
Was this it?
Yep, that's it.
Okay.
So here's what's interesting.
Everybody, sorry.
So, so for example, this is the Tron chart, and this was the chart. I gave it multiple Tron charts back on, what's the date here? August 26th of this year. Okay, so this was the data that was available to it. These lines were basically what was drawn from its analysis of the charts at the time. So what it was saying at the time was, hey, it's in an upward bull trend, and the invalidation of the bull trend is that's the green line it identified, basically 13 cents. And then it had sorry. The green line was an entry point. Basically, they said anything above 13 cents is a good entry point. And then the invalidation was the red line. So if it ever dropped below 11 cents, it signaled, for them, it was signaling that it was a trend reversal, that the bears were now in control, not bulls.
Not a bullish reversal, yeah.
I had it give me 3 conservative profit-taking marks. And these were the 3 profit-taking marks it identified back on August 26th. And so it said, and then you can see at the time, I can't remember when in the day it was, but the candle hadn't closed yet, right? So I think the candle at the time, the open at least was, it closed at like 15 cents or something like that. But it said, it identified 3 primary profit-taking areas. Now, that first one's not very good, right? It's like nothing, but you can see the other 2 it identified. And again, I intentionally wanted it to be conservative, right? But so now we can fast forward, because this was done that's what that blue line represents, that is when the GPT made this assessment. And so if we go and forward, and this is on the daily, right? So we can fast forward. And we can see here's what's interesting, is we would have hit a first profit making opportunity, a couple months later in November 12th, right? And again, the whole time you can see we never hit that invalidation mark, right? So from the GPT's perspective, at least on August 26th, the trade was valid, right? And then we hit that first profit taking, and you can see actually that second level, like that has actually been an area of resistance. We can see we've bounced off of that. We actually haven't closed above that as of today. What is that? Thursday, November 1st, probably UTC time. So this is one case. But I've actually have about 5 of these cases that I ran back in August. And it's like, it seemed to actually call this one pretty well, right? The other one, this will be the last one I share. I had it do it for Monero as well. I got to stop. I did it wrong. Sorry. I clicked the tab. I got to share it again. Sorry. Fumbling with my buttons here. Share. There. I'll just share 2 for tonight. But it did about 5. I did about 5 of these back in August, and all of them have been pretty correct. So here's another one, Monero, right? And this one was a little bit different. Okay, I identified this as kind of like sideways, which, just eyeballing the chart, if you know charts, yeah, that kind of makes sense a little bit. But basically what it was saying was, hey, it basically said there is not a trading opportunity here right now. And instead what it said, hey, based on the charts, and I fed it not just this chart, but other charts, it said, hey, to kind of validate the direction of this is if we close below whatever this red line is, 160, okay, there's a potential short opportunity there, okay? If we close above with high volume above the blue, there's a potential long opportunity there, right? And so actually you can see we actually broke through the invalidation here, which would have been a potential signal for a short, right? Or a sell, I guess, if you were in the asset and you were trying to lock in.
There's no
profit.
chart on there, Apex.
Oh, so, wait. Oh, I shared it. Sorry. Alan, I'm sharing it. I think he's got to hit the presentation. Sorry, I was looking at the other screen. There we go. Thank you. Sorry about that. Let's go back. Okay.
Sorry, I'm wrenching people if I can get into.
Yeah, you're all good. Yeah, thanks for shouting that out, Diamond Hand. Sorry, I was looking at the other screen, not paying attention. So again, this blue line is where it made the call. And you can see it didn't identify a trading opportunity. It basically identified it as sideways. But it gave me, hey, potential breakout points would be this red line for a short potential, or, you know, for bears being in control. The blue line would indicate a potential long opportunity if it ever hit that. And then it also I asked it to identify profit taking if it entered bull territory. And as you can see, the results is we actually broke below, right? Which was what the GPT, you know, the GPT basically it said it was sideways. And here's what you can watch for. And you can see we did break below, right? And we've kind of actually trended right along that short line that it predicted. So again, it's only 2 cases. And I probably have half a dozen of these where it's, you know, been very helpful. So yeah, it's been an interesting project.
So and I'd like to see that with the total market cap excluding Bitcoin. That would be a chart that I'd be interested in.
Like for alts?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you can, in theory, I mean, you could do it with any chart. So you prompt the GPT and you attach the chart and it will analyze it.
Yeah. No. So when can this be available to people?
When it's ready.
He'll send you a link. I mean, I don't know. Will you send him a link, Apex, or is? I know certain people can try it.
Yeah, I mean, I've probably released it to
some of the.
Well, so Diamond Hands. I mean, I think you were in the chat. Have you? No, that was only last night. Have you messed around with that at all?
No, not at all. I've been so busy today.
All right.
I'm lucky I got on today.
How many people you got watching right now, Alan?
54 on my screen. I don't know if anybody else is able to look at Twitter. I have, unfortunately, my backup account that I can't keep track of. I don't know, man. Something's going on with that other account.
I see 55 on YouTube.
I see both running right now. I connected my old account just to see if somebody was actually overtaking my old account, and I don't know. Yeah, that's how it works in YouTube land. You get a YouTube stream and everybody wants to hack you and do all kinds of nuts, crazy things, unfortunately.
All right. I'll drop. Yeah, sure. If sorry, it's Alan's show. I mean, Alan, are you fine with me dropping the GPT link?
Yeah,
for
definitely. People
to try. Sure. And again, you will see
Everybody knows it's not financial advice. I'm excited about it. How you can make. I've already got a couple ideas I want to throw at you, man.
I mean, I would like for a GPT to help me identify some deep reds or the best deep reds, you know, that are out there. That'd be good.
It'll do that. But the important thing is,
that one guy wants to collaborate.
Apex,
he's saying there's
you know what? I'm changing my mind. If you want access to it, you got to send me a DM on X.
There you go.
I'll say that. The reason why is I don't want
for it.
I don't have a way of, well, it's still risky either way. I don't have a way of the trolls trying to
I see.
ill-train
Scam it.
the GPT.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Like when G's like, just kidding, you're seeing the chart this way, and it's wrong, right? And it'll go, I apologize, G. You're right. That wasn't a bull market. That's a bear market. Like, so I'll say, and then that gives people a little skin in the game. If you want it, you send me a DM on X. I'll send you the link.
You're very thoughtful in
yeah.
that.
Make
Huh?
them
That's
work
good.
for it a little bit. Usually, when people have something for free, they're not that excited. But you make them work for it, they try harder.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to. I'm trying to just gatekeep away from the trolls, right?
No, it's very thoughtful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
But
appreciate.
I do want feedback. The best feedback you can get is if you're going to use it. Again, so full disclosure, I have not used this to trade real crypto at all. Like I've basically been using this to trade like on a paper account, essentially.
Cool.
So I've not used this to trade real crypto at all. Eventually, it would be great if it can get there. But
have you made fake money?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, like the two I showed you. Well, I didn't. I mean, I guess I didn't short Monero, right? Potentially, I could have shorted Monero based on the chart I shared, but Tron I did. Yeah, I did a buy, like a paper buy of Tron, and I'm in profit taking. You know, I would have. You know, I'm not, because it's not linked to a trading account. It's not like I'm automatically buying or selling based on hitting those levels. But you know, if you used it with your own trading view account, and you set those levels, right, you can link trading view to a brokerage account and do it that way. I am not doing that, right? But the hope is that it would give non-technical people a way to understand technical charts, right, for themselves.
Yeah.
So
exactly. It's a tool. It's a great tool, and that's what we need right now. We need the advantages that we don't have that others do, that are probably having much more advanced versions of what you've already made.
My goal is if I can get it into a stable state where I really think it's helpful, I would love to release it free of charge. And that's really where my heart is. My wife kind of pushed back on me a little bit where she said, well, but what if, and again, I'm pretty new to the GPT world. I don't really know how to, like, once I release it, and I have a couple versions of this. That's why the version that you saw is the private beta version. But the one I'm actively training, I actually have a different one that's basically a copy of it before I released it to private beta. Because the thing I'm not really clear on yet is how can I stop bad actors from tricking the GPT and making it worse, essentially. Right.
So Apex, I think some of the people in here definitely don't have your X handle. Do you want to share it?
Oh yeah, sure. I am. I'll put it in the chat, but I am.
I think it's in the description. I'm pretty sure if you look in the description of my channel, those that are listening to my voice, Apex Crypto's credentials are in there, but just drop it in the chat. There you go. Good job.
Yeah, I put it in the chat. It put a space between crypto and alpha. I don't know why I did that, but that's my handle on X. So I really, that's my only reason why I would maybe charge for it is unless I can find a way to protect bad actors from feeding it bad data, right, and training it badly, that would be the only reason why I would have any sort of paywall. But my heart would be, man, if it works and it can help people, like, just use it, right? I mean, that was my hope with the blockchain builders report. Like, I know, like, people said, well, why don't you have a Patreon for it? It's like, man, I'm just here learning. And I felt like a lot of people, G knowing your story a little bit, Crypto Navigator knowing your story, Sean T knowing your story, like, a lot of us had to learn on our own, right? We had to kind of make mistakes on our own. And I feel like if I can help people as they're discovering crypto, as they're trying to get better and understand it and take charge of their own financial future, man, I have no reason. Like, the Lord has blessed me so much. Like, I don't need to put the things behind a paywall if it can help someone in their financial journey. Like, I don't I don't have a I have wants for a lot of things, but I don't have needs for a lot of things, right? So if I can give people free tools that can help them, like that's where my heart's at. So that would be the only reason why I put it behind a paywall, is if I felt like bad actors, if I couldn't find a way to protect it and I was worried about bad actors basically ill-informing the GPT and making it worse.
That's amazing.
So- sounds like Alchemist is printing.
Well said, Apex.
Bitcoin?
Much respect.
Yeah.
Yes, I appreciate that, Apex. Yeah, you're on to something there, buddy. I think at least you could make it better as the Chat GPT learns from what you're inputting there, and definitely make it potentially a viable asset for you and for the community at large. You know, any little tool that can help us get to the next level, I'm down. I'm excited about it. The collective at large. That one guy said he'd like to collaborate a little bit too. He said he's got some knowledge there. So you guys maybe connect and see what that one guy may be able to share. Patsy's pretty smart with the AI stuff too. I've communicated with him before in the past about it. So you guys come together as a collective and share with the community if you feel like it could very much benefit. Like Apex is doing. Thank you for doing that. Thank you for having a heart and passion to look out for other people and not just yourself, Apex. So thank you for doing that, coming on and sharing that. So
yeah, thanks for having me,
guys. We're gonna go for about another 10 more minutes. I want to keep it back to an hour and a half. Unfortunately, we haven't mooned yet, so unfortunately, my wife and I both have to work very early tomorrow. Sucks, but it is what it is. For hopefully not for a very long period of time. We're hopefully months away from at least quitting our day-to-day job. That would be simply amazing, and I pray that happens for everybody listening to my voice as well.
Oh yeah.
So gonna go around the table. Anybody got some things they want to share before we get out of here? So let's go, Sean first, if you don't mind. Apex, G, then K-Hud, then Diamond Hands will lead us out, and I would appreciate it.
Yeah. So I'm like loving everything Apex just said and sharing his data on basically the analysis he's done, because that's going to be very, very important in the future. So thank you, Apex. Appreciate you as always.
Thanks. Much love, Shanti.
Yeah, and everybody, don't mess this up. Just, hold on, sit down, and shut up, as Buster would say. And I'm done.
Apex, any advice for the community before we get out of here tonight?
Man, I don't have much advice. I've made a lot of mistakes. I think the one thing I'll just share is, man, really curious what the new regulatory regime in the U.S. accomplishes post-January installment. I mean, I expect big things. I expect some form of comprehensive crypto legislation in the first 2 quarters. We've elected a lot of our representatives, and we have the most supposed pro-crypto Congress here in the U.S. we've ever had. Great. I want them to deliver. I want them to deliver on the Stablecoin Act or some version of it that's been sitting in committee for 2.5 years. I want them to deliver on some form of right to self-custody. I want them to deliver on some form of, commodity versus security designation for crypto assets. I will say, as someone who's an independent, I voted both sides of the aisle for representatives that were pro-crypto, and I want to see action. I want to see them deliver on that. So that's really what I'm excited about. I think we'll get there. But we're dealing with elected officials and politicians. Anything can happen from now over the next 2 years. But that's what I'm watching. That's what I'm excited for. Excited for the holidays coming up. Appreciate, Alan, you having me on. And as always, know what you hold.
Yep.
Yeah.
G, I want to shout out to you, buddy. Your deep reds are turning into greens, man. Quite a few of them, buddy. So shout out to you. You maybe plugging in Apex's algorithms could make those greens shine a little bit brighter, man. So
You know what,
any
Crypto Navigator? We're definitely going to be talking with Apex. We're going to be making some really good deals with Apex. We're going to hopefully, we need people like Apex over in the White House. We're creating a crypto sector, hopefully in the White House. I don't know, maybe it'll be a hologram attached to the White House or something, but we're talking about adding a crypto sector to the White House. I don't even know what that means, but you're going to find out what it means once I'm in the White House. I'll just tell you that. I'm going to be the best president that there's ever been. I'm coming back with vengeance. I'm going to get some revenge, and we're going to make sure crypto is very successful. And for the people who are holding the crypto, we want them to be plugged in as long as possible. That's our plan. We want them to use machines and technology and love the technology. Love it, right? Print. Just keep printing, staking, mining, whatever you're doing. I just want you to keep touching crypto. That's all we want. And I'm buying as much XRP as possible. But thank you, Crypto Navigator. Thank you, Apex. I will be in contact with you shortly. I would definitely like to use your chat GPT or your GBT algorithm and see what we could do here with these charts. And maybe we can turn the White House around. We'll see.
amen. Okay, Hud.
Oh man, I gotta follow that. Hey, it was good seeing you at the USC, Trump. You guys are
I'm everywhere, my
Carl.
man. I'm everywhere, my man. I'm a busy man making a lot of good deals.
You're funny, man.
It was good to see your double.
Yeah, you're a doppelganger.
I'm actually just that fast. I am just a unique NFT. There's no other prints of me. I'm not a clone. So I'm just everywhere all at once.
No, Apex. I mean, what you brought to the table is really interesting to me, and I can see how it can be useful, and the abilities that that program would have. And I understand that it's the amount of information you put in. That's what you want to guard against, and that makes sense. And I get that too. Um, it's what it does. Well, you know what it does, and the nice part about it is you can it can gather all those charts that you could, if you're a trader, you look at them all, but it can gather them all together and give you kind of a consensus, which is it's really interesting. Um, Aside from that, everyone, hey, we got a really good run. We're getting a little bit of a pullback here and there. I'm excited. Just everyone have your plan and be ready.
Yeah, right on.
Appreciate the warm words, K-Hud. Appreciate you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, K-Hud, really appreciate you coming on tonight, sharing great knowledge. K-Hud's been in the community for a very long time. Apex, another legend. Diamond Hands, got a few words for the community before we get out.
Yes. Looking at the charts, we've been here before at $1. Back in April, it was around $1.43. So I don't know what you guys think, if we're going to get to that point of $1.43 or we're starting to retrace a little bit. What do you think?
Yeah, it's certainly. I mean, we've been staying stable at this price for like the last 7 days. That's really bullish. Usually we'll have like a major pullback, 20-30% pullback. We didn't have it. That's telling me that institutions are looking to put some money in. There's itchy fingers on the sideline ready to pull some triggers on this liquidity. So I see it moving around. I see it flowing out of BTC and flowing into alts. I see it flowing from alts to BTC. We're seeing it right now. We're watching BTC pump as we're streaming, flowing out of some alts. So, yeah, I think we're going to move up. I think certainly we're more than likely going to probably hit $2. I think we're going to hit $2 by the end of the year. But that's just my opinion. That's not financial advice. And I think it's going to give us a nice little catalyst to get to the all-time high straight into Q1. So I'm really excited about it. Maybe we get a crazy moonshot, like a base melting pump. I want to see this, all these chart guys and all these riddlers and all these people that ever said face melting pump. I want to see that. What is that number? What's that number for you? What's face melting pump for you? Anyway, that being said, guys, I'm going to get out of here. It was really wonderful having everybody on the panel. Shout out to the chat. Appreciate everybody coming in every week and supporting the channel. It means a lot to me that you show up. And please, if you like the content, like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps me out. Share it with a friend. If you feel like you got some value out of this and you feel like you want to support the community,
sorry, real quick.
you have a yes. Go ahead.
Thanks, everyone, for your prayers for Duke. He was fine. His back was hurt. It was in the rawhide. So thank you, everybody. Thanks for praying, Berserker. Thank you.
Awesome, man. That's good to hear, man. Glad he's doing okay. Guys, I appreciate everybody coming on. That being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Crypto Navigator out, and if you guys want to hang in the back stream, hang on for a minute. Take care, guys.